So this shouldn't be a big surprise to anybody. Gregg Berhalter today has officially announced as the new head coach of the U.S. men's national team. And I think the only big surprise in terms of this news is why in the world did we take this long to finally announce that he is our next head coach. Like, he's been our prime target and the guy that we've been wanted to sign as our next U.S. men's national team head coach. Why in the world did we take a whole year to get this process done? But what I'm going to do in this video is going to be talking more about what I think Gregg Berhalter is going to do with this team and whether or not if this is the right decision by the U.S. Soccer Federation appointing him, more than actually talk about the in-app and just how poorly run this federation is. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've been saying how bad the U.S. Soccer Federation is in my past video a lot, and I think there's just no point of me repeating the same thing in this video and just make this video much longer than it should be. But going back to whether or not if this is the right decision, the U.S. Soccer Federation hiring Gregg Berhalter for their head coach position, I think it's a good decision. I don't think it's the worst decision in the world. But having said that, if I was in charge of U.S. Soccer Federation and I have to choose who's going to be the next head coach, he would not be in my number one spot and my number one candidate as the guy that will take charge of this U.S. men's national team. I would still pick Tata Martino as the guy to take charge of this U.S. Soccer Federation, mainly because we know what Tata has done at Atlanta United and what he has done with those youth players, of how to utilize those youth players and make them very good. He just seems like he makes sense for this U.S. Soccer Federation when we have so many youth guys that are, they're unproven, but they definitely have potential to be a very kind of good player. And the fact that we now couldn't do it anymore because of the fact that Tata is joining Mexico just also shows you how bad the Soccer Federation is, and just a big slap in the face in terms of the U.S. Soccer Federation. Now, in terms of talk about what I think Gregg Berhalter is going to do with this team, well, I think most likely he's going to be implementing his philosophy that he used with the Columbus Crew into this team. Gregg Berhalter, he has done so many good things with the Columbus Crew and how he's been able to take a team that does not have very good talent to an MLS Cup contention kind of team. And with that kind of pedigree, I think that maybe that will transition into the head coach role. I mean, so far there's no evidence that this might work because, today is the first day of him in charge of this team and that he hasn't really played any games whatsoever. And until when he actually implement his system and when we play those games and shown some resort, then it clearly shown that Gregg Berhalter is the right guy. And it also shown that next season for the U.S. men's national team, man, this is going to be a huge season for this team, because if this team does not do well, and if we repeat what we did this year, which is only getting one win in 8 international matches, then it's clear that Gregg Berhalter is not the right guy and that we just wasted another year of potentially prepping for the 2022 World Cup and trying to recover from that embarrassing kind of 2018 qualifying run that we had in the last campaign. So yeah, I'm just praying that Gregg Berhalter is the right guy, and I cannot wait until probably the first friendly to see how it's gonna work out. Now, I think the first friendly for Gregg Berhalter is going to take over this team is going to be that Costa Rica match in February, unless if the U.S. men's national team announce a couple of more matches before that. And does that mean now I changed my mind in terms of attending that match because that match is going to be at Avaya Stadium? No. The answer is no. I'm still not going to attend it. I haven't checked exactly what the ticket price is for that match, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be very expensive because the U.S. Soccer Federation, they don't usually give very cheap tickets to their fans, as I mentioned before, which is one of the bad thing about this Federation. But it's also the fact that they're probably just going to hype up the fans and charge them extra because this is going to be the next best thing, even though there's just so many unknown kind of quality going forward for this team. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this hiring? Do you think it makes sense? And also, one more thing I will mention before I end this video is that another thing I'm a little bit concerned about this hiring, because I've been saying some good thing about Gregg Berhalter, but there are also some drawbacks, and the biggest drawback with Gregg Berhalter hiring this team as our new national team manager is the fact that he's not going to bring a lot going forward on the attack. And knowing that this team, what we saw this year, has so much struggle going forward, I just don't know how is Gregg Berhalter, who already we know that he's not an attacking manager, how is he going to fix that problem, and how he's going to make the attack more dynamic when that's not his style. So yeah, that of course is the end of this video, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this hiring? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.